Hi there. So one more to go, and that's Reason. So we will look into Reason and how to create templates in Reason to improve your workflow to getting started. In this case, we will use Native Instruments Maschine to also demonstrate how to do it in a multi-timbral virtual instrument. Anyway, we will continue this series of templates later, but let's get into Reason and see how it is done. Okay, let's look Reason and templates in Reason. In order to make your workflow faster when kickstarting with a new project, it's good to have templates so that specifically for instruments that require a lot of like audio routing and mapping and things like that, it's quite convenient to do a template so that you don't need to do all that wiring and then every time when you start. Instead of you can jump directly into the creation and get going. So here in Reason, let's first basically add a device, and in this case what we have used in previous examples is the Maschine MKIII. So let's bring that into Reason, and let's create a template, a project template for Reason with Maschine. And here specifically, I think what you need to do in order to get this working is that you need to first go into Maschine. And I have done a template that I will load. It comes also with ready-made kit and some pattern that I have used. So here in Maschine, in order to get the audio out, what you need to do is that you need to go over here and then see that you are in output, and then for each and every instrument and or track here or pad, because these are all related to the pad in Maschine. So only now this audio comes out because I have already routed, as you can see, audio individually into your own channels, and of course there is 16 of those that you can route out all the way to all 16 pads that you have in Maschine. So I have already routed those out. Another thing what you can do, and what I noticed with Reason, that in Reason I did not find a way to bring in a channel-based MIDI. So in other DAWs, I've been able to send a channel-based MIDI into Maschine from the digital audio workstations, but here I didn't find any way to do it, and that just might be my shortcoming of an understanding of Reason. So if someone has an idea on that one, please let me know in the comments of this video. So here I could basically then go and say host and channel 1, but then now basically as I don't know how to do it in Reason. One thing that I know and I tested is that you can create a group, and here in the input and MIDI routings you can actually say drum kit, and now it will follow up on a drum kit pattern, and that's basically something then that you can then use directly and from Reason. But you cannot then use pitch for individual pads, so that you cannot do as you've been able to do in other digital audio workstations. But anyway, if someone knows how to send it like channel by channel from Reason to VST instrument, I'm all ears. So that's basically from so that's basically from the Maschine point of view, and if we now play basically. Let's take we only hear the kick, but now we need to return to Reason, and the way you do it in Reason in order to get the audio routed, of course you need to go first to the backside of the setting. So pressing tab will turn the rack to the end, to the kind of backside of the rack, and here you see that Maschine is able to send all the way like 32 channels, meaning 16 audio channels and stereo channels, and so the main audio has been already routed, but the extensions have not. So then you can go and actually one good thing that you create an audio track and then you route over there, but audio track you cannot route things in, but into the mix channel you can. So you actually need to create a mix channel for each audio that you want to bring in and route them here. And now once you have the mix channels linked, now you can hear the audio from the individual pads or channels in Maschine. So let's just, for a example, we reroute these two additionals to the first one, which is all going to the main, as you will soon see. So I think we are good with this one. Anyway, the main thing is that you just add these mix channels and then you route the equivalent channel out from Maschine to the mix channel, and then you name the mix channels. Here, of course, now this first channel is the kick, and then other channels that you have are basically then here this one is the snare, and then this one is the closed hi-hat. And now we have those, and if we go into the mixer, we'll see in the mixer that now we have those routed, and if we play, now we can hear, like, if we take only the snare or we take hi-hats or then just the kick. And if we go back to the rack, and then you might want to add some So this is how it works now from Maschine to Reason. But then let's stop here, and then let's go back here, and then let's go back to the sequencer. And if I would add now a MIDI clip over here, and I would like to edit the MIDI clip for drums, what I realized that I have now basically the drum is in here, so I can of course program the drum in the MIDI and play it, and now basically Maschine will follow this MIDI and not the one that is there. And as I only have now the kick programmed, you only hear kick, but then even I add a snare, then you hear the snare. And again, you can add the hi-hat. And if we go to the mixer, now we can see that everything is there, and of course I can play with levels and whatever you want to do. And then from the rack point of view, it looks like this. Then of course, if one wants to kind of also color code these, you could basically then change the color to the what you have used to use. I've been using red with with my drums, so I could use a color red here. And now we are pretty much done. Of course, you could use here also a MIDI player if you want to use a MIDI player to generate MIDI notes towards Maschine. So you could use any of the Reason's MIDI players or the drum sequencer with Maschine to generate MIDI notes. So you don't have to kind of program them in here into the piano roll. So there are options how you deal with your MIDI information and your beat pattern towards Maschine. But yeah, this is how the template could look like, and of course in a proper world you would go and create all these mix channels and then, you know, hook them into Maschine so that every channel, like every 16 channel is matched, and that's your template. But to save time, I'm just gonna now basically go and save this as a this as a Maschine template, and then recall it from there. So let's go here and then we say that okay, let's save as, and then okay, let's go to my projects. Yeah, so template song, and basically here these are the templates that I have currently. So I don't have anything regarding on this, so I can just then create a template now that says that Maschine template. And now this is a Maschine template. Then let's close this one. Then now once we go into Reason and say that new, of course we can always say new from the template, and now we have the Maschine template here. I could also select the template folder, but then of course now I can go and say that, you know, I can create a new one when it's empty blank canvas, but then I can create one from the template and I get, you know, get the setting up and running, and I don't need to waste time to play around with routings and things like that. So I can immediately go to sequencer and start to basically then program my pattern the way I want. And that's it. And then when I play, so yeah, that's how to work with templates in Reason. And as said, if someone knows how to send channel-based MIDI into the VST like Maschine in Reason, give me a hint in the video comments, and I'm happy to learn more on that. Alrighty, that was Reason and how to use templates in Reason. Next we will dive into audio routings, and we will look into different digital audio workstations, how the audio routing is done in each and every. There are differences between the digital audio workstation when it comes to audio routings. Anyway, you get all the basic things done, like sidechaining and parallel processing and things like that, but you do it a bit differently. And then some of them have tools or devices to support you better with parallel processing, for example, or so. So remember to subscribe for the channel for more content. As mentioned, next we will dive into audio routings. Bye now.